Nothing is more difficult, and therefore more precious, than to be able to decide. This quote, attributed to Napoleon Bonaparte, underscores a profound truth that resonates throughout history and is especially relevant to anyone in a position of leadership. The ability to make decisions quickly and effectively, particularly in moments of crisis, is not just a skill, but a lifeline for leaders. Those who hesitate, who falter in the face of uncertainty, often find themselves losing their grip on authority and influence. But those who make decisions with clarity and confidence, even in the most tumultuous times, tend to steer the course of history. This notion isn't confined to politics or wartime. Whether you are leading a small team in an office or guiding a large corporation through market fluctuations, the principle remains the same. Leadership is not just about vision. It's about the ability to make decisions that steer others in the right direction, even when the path is unclear. At the heart of it, decision-making is one of the most challenging aspects of leadership. It requires an intricate balance between logic and intuition, confidence and humility, assertiveness and empathy. It's about weighing risks against rewards, considering long-term consequences over short-term gains, and acting swiftly when the stakes are high. And as we'll explore today, the most effective leaders throughout history have been those who mastered the art of decision-making in both their greatest moments of triumph and their most difficult crises. Welcome to the Unfolding Journey YouTube channel. This space is dedicated to exploring the deeper layers of leadership, understanding the wisdom of those who've walked this path before us, and uncovering how we, too, can become better leaders in our own lives. Together, we'll dive into the characteristics that define great leadership, including the critical importance of decision-making, the lessons we can learn from history, and how to apply them in today's world. Join us as we embark on this journey of discovery and growth, where every decision we make brings us one step closer to becoming the leaders we aspire to be. At first glance, decision-making might seem like a simple process: identifying a problem, weighing options, choosing a course of action, and implementing it. In reality, the process is far more intricate and layered. Leaders face complex situations that are often riddled with ambiguity, incomplete information, and competing interests. In these scenarios, hesitation is not only dangerous, it can be fatal. Consider this. A leader is faced with a critical decision that could change the course of an entire organization, or in some cases, a nation. On one hand, there is a decision that promises immediate rewards, but carries significant risks. On the other, there is a safer decision with less immediate upside, but long-term stability. The pressure to make the right choice is immense, and it's in moments like these where true leadership shines or falters. The difficulty of decision-making becomes particularly evident in times of crisis. History is full of examples where leaders were forced to make rapid decisions in high-stress environments, with consequences that could not only affect their reputation but also the lives of thousands, if not millions, of people. From wartime generals to CEOs navigating a financial meltdown, the ability to decide quickly and decisively can mean the difference between success and failure. But it's not just about speed, it's about sound judgment. The best leaders know that even in moments of intense pressure, the key to effective decision-making lies in maintaining clarity of thought and a calm demeanor. In uncertain times, it's easy to get caught up in the panic of the moment. But the leaders who prevail are the ones who step back, assess the situation with a clear mind, and make choices based on long-term objectives rather than short-term emotions. The complexity of decision-making also comes into play in the interpersonal dynamics of leadership. Leaders must not only make decisions that affect the success of the organization but also maintain the trust and morale of their teams. It's one thing to make a decision that looks good on paper, but it's another to ensure that your team understands and supports that decision. The most effective leaders know that good decisions are not just about achieving results. They are about ensuring that everyone involved feels invested in the outcome. History is filled with examples of leaders who faced overwhelming crises and, in the midst of chaos, were able to make decisions that defined their legacy. These leaders understood the weight of their decisions and the importance of acting decisively when the stakes were high. Their stories offer invaluable lessons in how we can cultivate better decision-making skills. One of the most iconic examples of decision-making under pressure is Winston Churchill during World War II. In 1940, when Germany was advancing across Europe, Britain stood at the brink of invasion. In the face of overwhelming odds, Churchill made the decision to stand firm against Nazi aggression, refusing to negotiate peace with Hitler. This was not an easy decision, and it was one that many questioned at the time. Yet Churchill's steadfastness became a symbol of resilience and determination. His ability to make bold decisions in the face of uncertainty helped inspire a nation to resist the greatest threat it had ever faced. Similarly, in the business world, Steve Jobs' decisions at Apple provide a modern-day example of the power of decisive leadership. When Jobs returned to Apple in 1997, the company was on the brink of bankruptcy. Jobs made the controversial decision to radically overhaul the company's product lineup, focusing on a few key products rather than diversifying into too many areas. This decision, while risky, ultimately led to Apple's resurgence as one of the most valuable companies in the world. Jobs' ability to make difficult decisions with conviction is a key element of his leadership legacy. These examples highlight a key aspect of leadership: the importance of trusting one's instincts and staying true to a vision, even when the path forward is unclear. Effective leaders don't shy away from difficult decisions, even if those decisions are unpopular or come with significant risks. Instead, they make those decisions with conviction and stand by them, knowing that indecision and hesitation are often more detrimental than a well-calculated, decisive move. While logic and strategy play an important role in decision-making, emotional intelligence, EI, is just as critical. A leader with high emotional intelligence is able to read situations and people with precision, making decisions that not only address the task at hand but also consider the emotional and psychological impact on those involved. This emotional aspect of decision-making is particularly important when leading teams. Leaders must make choices that motivate and inspire their teams rather than demotivate or alienate them. A decision that benefits the company might not always be the right decision for the morale of the team. Conversely, a decision that is emotionally beneficial for the team might not always be in the company's best interest. The ability to balance these factors is what separates good leaders from great ones. A leader with high EI understands the importance of communication, empathy, and trust building. They make decisions that consider both the tangible outcomes and the emotional well-being of those they lead. It's not just about being right. It's about being right in a way that fosters an environment of collaboration, respect, and mutual understanding. One of the most challenging aspects of decision-making is the temptation to prioritize short-term results over long-term success. In a world that values quick wins and instant gratification, it's easy for leaders to fall into the trap of making decisions based on immediate benefits, rather than what will sustain the organization or nation over time. However, true leadership requires a focus on the bigger picture. Great leaders are those who can see beyond the present moment and make decisions with a long-term vision in mind. They recognize that success doesn't come from a single decision or action, but from a series of calculated choices that build toward a larger goal. Take, for example, Nelson Mandela's decision to forgive and reconcile with those who had oppressed him and his people. After spending 27 years in prison, Mandela could have chosen to seek revenge or to perpetuate conflict. Instead, he made the decision to embrace forgiveness and work toward healing the divisions within South Africa. This decision, while difficult in the short term, helped to lay the foundation for a more stable and unified nation in the long term. Mandela's ability to prioritize long-term goals over immediate retribution exemplifies the kind of forward-thinking leadership that can change the course of history. It's a reminder that leadership isn't about reacting to the present moment. It's about planning for the future. In conclusion, the ability to make decisions quickly, confidently, and effectively is one of the most valuable traits a leader can possess. It's a skill that must be cultivated through practice, self-awareness, and a deep understanding of both the logical and emotional aspects of leadership. Great leaders are those who make decisions in the face of uncertainty, who are able to act with conviction and purpose, even when the consequences are unknown. As we continue our journey to understand leadership and decision-making, we'll explore more about how we can apply these lessons in our own lives, both in our personal and professional journeys. Thank you for joining us on the unfolding journey. If you found today's discussion valuable, make sure to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our future content. Let's continue to learn and grow together, becoming better leaders every day.